welcome to tonight's edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. And y'all welcome Debbie Johnson, angelic medium, psychic, angel realm communicator. And that's all I have to say, because we're going straight into today's call because it's going to be so juicy and so much great information. So, and we are going to take live calls as we do every time with Debbie, because it's so much fun. And I want you guys to sample what she does. A lot of y'all already have, some of y'all are new to the show, even still. So the fantastic opportunity to get to learn more about Debbie, and the special offer with Debbie is always the opportunity to have a one-on-one with her, and more things added to it, which we'll talk about later. But just be open to today's conversation and welcome. And Debbie, so good to see you. I'm so happy.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I was excited like 5 hours ago. I was excited yesterday. So I'm even more excited now.
Me too. You posted on Instagram the announcement of our call together. I was like, yes. And I've had some great calls that are coming up and all that. But I saw your post. Is like, I just love the way that we exchange and play in this and all that. So thank you. I love this for the openness of the space that you help to create.
Thank you, John. Back at you.
Yeah, thanks. So let's dive in. Whoever's jumping in late, you're not on the call now. I'm sorry you're going to miss this, but we're going because we just have to. You got some specific angelic messages about what to talk about today. And Debbie was asking me, what do you think about this and this? I was like, yes, yes, and yes. Before she even asked, I already knew it was a yes. But these topics are so important. And so let's dive into the first one, Debbie. And if you want to share how you got the message, I think that might be fun. And maybe start with the first one that had to do with trauma, but how you tuned in, how you received it. And then let's dive in.
Wow. Okay. So these topics came in. I didn't have them until today. So I knew they were specifically for this show. It's very specific, and to talk about to you, John, and the group. And the first one is regarding trauma. And the angels kind of explain what happens to our consciousness during trauma. And it's pretty fascinating and makes it easy to understand when we get triggered in our current life by trauma that may have happened younger, and let's say 1970, 1980, another time, we had a trauma, and then here we are in 2021, and all of a sudden we hear a song and we're back somewhere else, or we're in someone says something that the wrong way, or the same words or the same look in their eye, and you get the trigger. So the angels explained that the trigger comes from split consciousness. It's because we're actually split in that moment into two times. You're in 1980 and in 2021 at the same time.
Wow.
And when that happens, you can't access your third eye. You actually can't go there. It stops to work, right? There's fight or flights kicked in, or adrenaline's kicking in, fight or flight's kicking in. And a lot of times you'll revert to the age you were in the older time. So you'll make a decision or a reaction from, let's say 1980, you were 10 years old. You'll make a decision or a reaction from a 10-year-old perspective. So the angels say they can help us get back in our body and make it back together in the present by just asking them before you react. If you notice you're triggered and the symptom is always anxiety, always panic, it's always uncomfortable, then you're not in your body. You're in two times or more.
Wow. Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's trippy because this is how you know you're back. You can ask the angels, get me back in my body. You can literally ask them in the moment you're triggered to get back in your body and say it until the anxiety goes down. And then you'll literally come out of anxiety and you'll notice the room looks different. It's clearer. It's such a change. And then you can move forward into an action, instead of doing it from the anxiety spot.
Wow. So it's trying to catch it as we're triggered and then asking to be back in. It's funny. I do this to get back in my body. I'll tap or like rub my legs
Yes.
to get back into the physical. Right.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
using techniques like that, but the awareness of the trauma though, and again, the split consciousness. So again, you're saying that we're living in both timelines, basically,
When you're triggered.
when we're triggered. And it could be past lifetimes as well, can't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, it could be any time. It could be, it just means your consciousness is not all the way present. Your consciousness is stuck in more than 1 year.
What do we do, Debbie? Because I've been triggered recently and something came up and it was strong. And it's like, and the brain starts going in all these different directions trying to make sense of it. And if you've done any type of your own self-development work or anything else, you're trying to figure out what's wrong within you that you can't see straight somehow, or you can't feel into what's true. So again, we get scrambled brain syndrome, if you want. Um, it's and it's the calling in again, just asking the angels to bring us back.
Yeah, asking them to bring you back in the body. I know that sounds crazy simple, but they are simple. And I just try it. Whatever you can say, you can tap, you can say it, ask for help to get back in. Just if you can recognize you something set you off, whatever set you off. As soon as you recognize I'm set off, angels, get me back in here. Obviously I'm leaving. I'm going somewhere else. I'm not all the way in the present.
Do the angels say that we have to know where we went, or really the basis of it is really to come back? It's not about trying to resolve the past. The past will resolve through the current way that we're being with ourselves.
So here's the cool part. If you have like severe trauma from childhood or major trauma, divorce, heavy things, the angels even explained if you keep coming back in, eventually you'll stop leaving. You'll stop getting triggered. I don't know how long. They didn't really say how many.
It depends. Yeah.
Depends on the person. And it also, I'm not discounting therapy or any of these other treatments, because I believe in all of it, a combination of all of it. But this is just another tool to throw in the mix.
Well, it's a tool that really brings us back into the intimacy of knowing ourselves. It's a tool where we get to show up for ourselves, because a lot of times when we seek help from someone else, it's the power is given to someone else to show us who we are. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when we have these practices and when we can regenerate through our own understanding, that's something that can't be taken away. That's not something that we're kind of grasping or something that's waiting for someone to trigger something in a positive way to unlock. It's we can start owning the energy, the difference of what we feel by asking ourselves to come back in that way.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. I think that's probably some of the most powerful healing, when we can be our own therapists, shamans, psychic mediums.
Right?
Yeah, truly. And it's empowering, and the confidence that it builds. And really, when we do that, also the energy field that we emit becomes just exponentially lighter.
Yep.
Wow.
And then when you're back in, the third eye works better. You're able to access your gifts. Like those things work, they all start to work better.
Should we have someone raise their hand so we can trigger them and they can go to it and see if they want to fix it? I'm kidding.
The
Uh,
Well,
anybody want to
or
be triggered?
or someone who's really in it right now. That would
Yeah,
help. We could help. We could help them.
if there's anybody that's really in it, type your name into the chat box and
Yeah.
raise your hand, and we'll put you live, because this would be a live experience that we'd want to put you in. So yeah, we'll choose it in a little bit, or yeah, let's just wait for it to unfold, and we'll give a few more minutes for someone else to pop in, because I'm feeling different energies. It's like, wait, there's someone coming that's just gonna ignite the rest of the audience as well. So this is wonderful. I love that awareness. That is so cool. I wish I would have had that this week.
I wish I would have had it 20 years ago.
And it was not a bad thing that came up this week. It's, for me, the trauma that came, the trigger that came up was really a beautiful practice. One of allowing myself to be in my ego and in my knowing, and having that push-pull dynamic. It's like, oh, this is what this feels like. Oh, this is what that feels like. And not having to know in between what was what, but knowing that they were interplaying with each other, and getting to know the polarity of those a little bit better, but also owning my authority into what I also knew intrinsically. It's like, oh, but this is my truth, and this is what I know. And okay, these are going to play out, and the waves are going to come in and give me an impulse to try to sway me one way or another. But then being okay, being in that storm and going, oh, but this is what's true for me in this situation. It sucked and it was wonderful at the same time. Yeah.
I love that. Were you kind of like viewing yourself, like watching John go back and forth in a way?
I was feeling myself in the back and the forth. I was kind of like stepping. It's almost like I was stepping away, but also feeling everything going both ways, and not feeling like I had to choose right away one or the other.
Interesting.
Allowing just the time to flow, and just kind of go, oh, this is coming. It's like, or this is coming in, and this one wants to pull in a different direction also. Even if it's where it's in, even if it is higher self or whatever, it's like this way. And this one's, it's like, oh, let me be in this thing that's rocking my boat right now.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. And just allowing again for the uncomfortable to just be. And it's funny, the more uncomfortable, the more that I sat in that, the more comfortable I became.
So you never really got stuck in the other time. You still were very present.
The focus on the present, even though the other time was coming up, and questioning it. It's like, or is it valid? It's like, what's going on? And also honoring it. It's like, well, yeah, of course. And it came from this, and I get it, but it's that doesn't define who I am now. But it's not invalid. It's not wrong. I'm not judging. I don't have to condemn it. And I won't, because I won't do that to myself.
Awesome.
Right? Because that's not awesome. Right. And so again, just being in it, and just and again, the liberation that occurs. And this is a lot of people in here. Me too. Me too. Okay, in the chat box, let me see I need some people are gonna come up. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. Oh, I want to, but I'm really guided towards someone. So hold on a second.
Okay.
Susan, Susan, if you raised your hand on the panelist, let's promote you to panelists. Yeah, there you are. We're promoting you now, and we're going to take more Q&A, so y'all keep your hands up as we go deeper into this. And Susan should come up here in a second. And Susan, when you're on, yeah, turn on your video, unmute yourself, and let's get you to come in. Welcome. Hi, Susan.
Hi. Oh,
You're here.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
So Debbie, it's all you.
Susan, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being open to it. Our sound, I can't hear her that well. Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
Susan, can you get closer to your computer so we can hear you?
Can you hear me?
No, it's kind of, it's a little choppy.
Uh,
I wish I had the Jeopardy music right now.
so that would,
You can,
um,
that's better, whatever you did,
okay,
a little bit.
down.
Maybe not, maybe not.
All right, Susan, well, maybe get set up on the mic for a Q&A and we'll come back because we really need to kind of keep
Okay,
it rolling.
sorry.
No, it's okay. Can you hear her now, Debbie?
Susan, can you say something?
Hello.
I
Yeah,
hear that.
Susan, where are you from? Where do you live?
I'm living in Perth at the moment.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to hear you. I'm sorry, love. We'll try to come back to you.
Okay, no worries.
All right, let's go to our next person then,
Okay.
because we want to do this. I think this will be
Yeah.
great. And let's go now to Audrey. I am promoting you to panelist, or Audrey and Fred. No, we're not doing couples therapy, by the way. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, it's not with me, but here we are. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you so much. I love
Hi, Audrey.
the angels are simple. I was like, yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy you're here. I don't know if you want to share what's going on or how you feel, or you just want to come back in and we'll show everybody, have you come back in and just share how you feel.
I feel great. I feel really great. I'm so happy and I'm like, so one thing that I am, it's not that I'm unhappy with it, but I feel that I have gifts to offer and I'm like almost 60 years old and I'm like, well, is it time? Like, what are those things? And I feel like I'm getting closer, but I don't really know what it is. So I guess
Okay.
that's a question.
So you feel like you haven't accessed your gifts. You feel like you haven't reached your gift.
I feel like I have expressed so many, but there's like a big vortex of energy that wants to come through, and I don't know how to describe it. I just don't feel like I see the potential and not the reality.
Okay. So we're going to do the exercise. We're going to get you back in your body because there might be a piece of you floating around and not all the way in there. Around this, there might be some anxiety around why am I not getting it? Why am I not getting it? And I'm going to just ask the angels to bring you back in. Okay. Archangel Michael, I ask that you bring her all the way back in her body. And you can wiggle your fingers if you want. Wiggle your toes.
Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah, and then you can ask the angels, bring me back in my body.
Bring me back in my body.
Bring me back to now.
Bring me back to now, all of me.
And open your eyes. Don't close them.
Okay.
I'm in my body.
I'm in my body.
And it's October 20th.
And it's October 20, 2021.
Say that again.
It's October 20, 2021.
You're coming back in. Stay in. Keep your eyes open.
Okay.
Okay. Bring me back in my body one more time, sweetie.
Bring me back in my body.
And I'm okay, and I'm in my body.
I'm okay, and I'm in my body.
And it's October 20th,
It's October 20, 2021.
Okay. You can relax the fingers, relax your toes. You're in. You're in.
Okay.
So look around the room. Does it look a little different? Colors, brighter, different?
No.
Are you breathing different?
I think there's like the crying thing that I came against is like this vibration that I've been feeling whenever I feel like I've been expanding and expanding, and I come up against this thing. It's kind of like crying, but also like a vibration.
So you have to stay in your body to get it.
Mm.
So you're leaving your body. That's why you're not staying in it to get it.
Mm.
Use this exercise to get your gift. It'll bring it through you. And I heard channeling. You can channel. You'll be able to channeled writing. Like that's going to come through you. Something about writing and channeled writing, but you have to keep coming back in the body to access. There's a gift you can access if you stay in your body.
That's beautiful. Audrey, come back and listen to the replay and do this practice several times.
Yeah.
Just make it a practice. And as the crying comes through, allow it to pour.
Yeah.
Don't stop at shorts.
Yeah.
Just allow it. And when you're crying, maybe hug yourself, feel the physicality instead of leaving the body as you're crying, going somewhere else as we cry, which we've all experienced that somehow consciously or subconsciously.
Yeah.
And gift yourself that. And yeah, I think that I know Debbie's spot on. This is so great. Audrey, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey.
Go ahead, Debbie.
I was going to say, did you notice when she opened her eyes, she came in? So closing the eyes is kind of not the plan. Opening the eyes, keeping the eyes open, it makes you stay present. That's one other piece of it that I should throw in there for everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you, Audrey.
I think also looking around and seeing the colors and different, maybe even grabbing like your computer or something that's like really physical before you even start looking around. As you're coming back into your body, well, it's like it brings that human experience back in, or grab a rubber band and like pop it on your arm, whatever. It's like physicality. It's and feeling yourself laughing and the joy of that, also all of that. I'm guided to take one more person to do this with.
The same exercise. Okay, yes, go for it.
Ashley, I'm going to make you a panelist and get you on here also. Ashley is just popping on the screen for me. As Ashley comes in. Ashley declined. Really? You raised your hand, Ashley? I'm going to try you one more time. Let's see what happens. Ashley will be rejoining now. Women always decline me the first time. Then they get to know me.
That's great.
Hi, Ashley. Let's get you to unmute yourself. And if you want to share your video, that'd be wonderful. So, hi, Ashley.
Here we go. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Ashley. Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you.
And I can see you. I can see you too.
Yay. So this has been a little weird. I'm in Canada, and I was listening to somebody say that in Eastern Canada, they're locked down to a really tight local area. In other words, they can't go out past 18 kilometers or something like that. Something hit me so hard with that. And I've been having these reoccurring thoughts, and I'm tapping, as John had said, I'm doing all my own emotional wellness work, but I keep having this feeling that I'm being dragged away and forced to do things that almost feels like, I don't know, like, some of the scary times when people were losing their freedoms. And I know we're going through this right now, but I cannot get these pictures out of my head. I've been dismissing them as best I can. I know it's not from this time period. I've had a really
No.
lovely life, but I'm just wondering how I can really clear. It's so frightening to me.
Okay, this is exactly what we're talking about. You're in two times. You're in
Yes.
2021 and in another time. Yeah, let's do the exercise to get you back in your body and see if there's a shift. I can hear in your voice the anxiety. So let's see if that goes down. So you can wiggle your fingers, or John had suggested tapping, whatever feels comfortable, but make sure you keep your eyes open while we say this. So if you can keep your eyes open, angels, bring me back in my body.
Angels, bring me back in my body.
Bring me back to now.
Bring me back to now.
Keep the eyes open. It's hard.
Mm.
I'm in my body.
I'm in my body.
And it's October 20th,
And it's October 20th,
2021.
2021.
Mm.
Angels, bring me back in my body. Say it one more time.
Angels, bring me back in my
Open your eyes, sweetie. Open your eyes. I'm in my body
body.
and I'm okay.
And I'm okay.
Mm.
And it's October 20th, 2021.
It's October 20th, 2021.
Ooh. I saw you. There's the breath. That breath is what we were waiting for. And your voice got a little different.
Mhm.
How do you feel? How do you feel, sweetie?
Ooh, hot.
Hot. Breathe good. Okay. You're in. It must be hot. All right.
Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you both so very much. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you.
What a beautiful practice.
Keep doing that. Keep doing that when you get triggered. Keep doing it.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, and it's wonderful to witness you, Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
You hear
you.
us.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That's so
She
cool.
took that deep breath. You saw it.
Deep breath, and the speaking out is like there was a conviction that started to, as you embodied
Yeah.
more, actually, your voice became more commanding
Yeah.
of your energy, which is, and I want to use the word commanding intentionally.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. So we're going to get into some more Q&A, but I really want to talk about the next topic that came up. And this is about how our first judgments of when we start getting messages from loved ones.
Mm.
Tell us more about that, because that came in again and as part of just your awareness of what we're supposed to be talking today. Again, an angelic message that you received.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking about the first time I heard, someone from the other side or got a visit, and I felt like it was a dream. It almost felt like I was a dream. Did that really happen? And I've been talking to several people, and that's similar to. They go, "Was it a dream?" And then I'm hearing, "No, it really happened." So it doesn't feel real. You don't have to be a medium to get a visit from a loved one. It's completely a possibility for all of us, and they're trying to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I just want to say, if you think you're making it up, you're probably not.
Right. How did you legitimize it for yourself when you were getting these messages from people that you were channeling for, or even someone that was coming in for you? Probably more for you, I would suggest. Yeah.
When I got my own message from my loved ones, okay. Well, they were so spot on with what they said. They knew exactly what was happening at the time. And what they said made perfect sense. So I part of me was like, did I really make that up? But there's no way I could have made that up because of the way it came in and the way it made sense and the timing. That's how I rationalized it.
So it was just the information. What if the information seems vague or seems so far-fetched because we're still in that trauma response? We're still like, I don't know, it's the old stuff showing up, or it's like, it's like, this is weird. It's
Okay, another way to explain it. That's a good example. You're not thinking about anyone at on the other side. They're not on your radar. You're just watching TV. You're like walking, going on a walk, and all of a sudden this happens. I'm going to say pretty much that's how it happens. You're not expecting it. Your brain is not cognitively trying to make it happen.
mm-hmm.
So that's another clue that it's happening.
That's a great clue. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens for me also. It's just it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's so interesting. So how many of y'all have had either one of those experiences? And then, right? Yeah, Audrey's thumbs up. And so it's so wonderful to start owning and playing with it. It doesn't have to be anybody else's truth but your own. And we grew up in a time that at my age, it's like if you thought that any of this was true that we're talking about now, that you're so shut down, you were so made fun of, you were so seen as so weird and woo-woo and all these other things. And I'm 55 years old, so and then a lot of y'all are probably in my similar demographic, but it was such a thing that you'd be judged, right? And so that would contribute to it, and so we would not want to talk about it, we would not want to practice it, and surely if we shared it, that there was a lot of invalidation that would come through different avenues because it wasn't science. There was no way you could prove it.
I think the other thing is once you recognize it's happening, maybe the second time, the first time you might think it's a dream, but the second time it happens, you're like, okay, it's happening again. It feels like that dream again.
Mm-hmm.
Is the moment you acknowledge someone's there or an angel's there, it starts the bridge of communication.
Yeah. And y'all own it. I'm telling you, just practice owning it. I had an experience this weekend that was so beautiful. I told you I was going to share it.
Yes.
It was actually two experiences in one. And some of y'all heard this if you're in my membership community, but it's maybe new for some of y'all, but I was on a massage table. This beautiful woman, she just carries such amazing energy when she comes over to do body work on me. I've known her for about 8 years. This beautiful aloha Hawaiian energy. She's so just wide open energy. But I'm laying on I'm face down on a massage table, and she's working on me. And then all of a sudden I feel my mother massaging me, not her, but my mother coming through. And that was a big deal for me because I had a lot of engulfment issues with mom for various reasons. And so to allow my mother to massage me and to give her permission and to feel safe and accepting and nurtured by that, oh, such a gift. And I wasn't making that up. It was totally her. It was absolutely her. And there's nobody that can tell me anything differently or try to tell me that was some other phenomenon that was coming through. No way.
Wow.
No way. And then in the same breath, in the same massage, I kept getting Shakira, the therapist, was massaging me. I felt her presence, like holding space. I felt my mom come in. I felt Mother Mary, and the nurturance of that mother energy was really strong coming through. And it kept shifting. And as I was laying face down, my younger daughter is 6 months pregnant. And I felt the energy of this being that she's carrying in her belly right now coming through and communicating with me and talking through like this light language that's like, I don't typically do that, but it's like, there it was. And it was just coming through. And again, there's nobody that can tell me that wasn't happening and that I was making it up, because it's just, there's a purity to that consciousness that's just so undeniable in the presence that it's just, there's no way I was making that up. It's so amazing.
Could you tell each energy was different as they came in? You could feel like a shift, like you knew it was something different each visit.
Absolutely. It
They
wasn't like
feel different.
they feel different. And I can't tell you why they feel different, but they feel different.
That's awesome. That's
Are you
so
the same
true.
way? You can't
Yeah.
tell why they feel different, but they are.
They feel different or they sound different.
Yeah. And your body attunes to them kind of differently. It's just like it's really we're tuning into their frequency, and so their frequency is going to sound and feel different. It's just what it is, right? So
That's
we're
awesome.
changing the dial on it, which is so cool. So again, that was amazing, and I love that you're bringing in the invitation for that as well, because we're becoming more and more empathic. And through that empathy, our channels are opening up even more, and we're becoming more, we're taking more ownership of what it is that we're feeling and sensing and picking up from other sides. So that reminder to consistently validate ourselves over and over again, or give ourselves permission, is so important.
Yep.
So thank you for bringing that in. And then there's the confusion, the triggered part, the ownership part. There's also, many of y'all have been feeling chaos in the field and a lot of things shifting, but not shifting fast enough. Or it seems like it's shifting too fast, but why isn't it shifting fast enough? So there's like this confusion and mixing of energies in these experiences that we're having right now. And this really brings me, Debbie, to the third topic.
Oh, okay.
That you were bringing in, and Debbie thinks this might be a little controversial, and I think it's so spot on. It's not controversial for me. It's like, oh, that makes so much sense. So what was that third thing that came through? And then we'll get into Q&A, guys. But I so want to touch into this.
Okay, so the angels, they always work with consciousness. I mean, all three topics are related to consciousness, us tapping in, us believing, split consciousness. Now, this has to do with past life consciousness. And it's the topic of gender identity and transgender. And basically those people who are born male and feel that they're really a female, or those who are born female and really feel that they're male. It has nothing to do with gay or straight. It has nothing to do with that. It's the physical body or thinking that that's their true body, that state of mind. Angels explained that it is past life, related to a past life when they were that other gender. And the past life is carrying over into the present, unresolved, undealt with. And my feeling is to share this, because if someone were to do past life regression to research this feeling or this sensation or identity crisis first and resolve the past life, they might get a lot of clarity, because I don't see the actual physical change helping the consciousness as much as resolving the past life. And that's what the angels explained. It explained that a lot of it could have to do with past life being unresolved and unaddressed.
Do you think that's why we're seeing a proliferation of the consciousness of this? Because we are getting to a point of the karmic cycle in humanity that's evolving into a new cycle that we're beginning? Or why do you think it's become so proliferate in our awareness?
My sense is it's been around a long time. It's just people are talking about it now.
Okay.
It's been around for years. It's just now everyone's open, just like what we talk about. Everyone's open nowadays to what's going on. And it's just being communicated. And the gift is we are talking about it. So that way it can heal.
It's so simple. And again, we try to add all these other things and components and what's happening as we're evolving, but it's been there. It's just we're becoming more aware. We're talking about it. We're making it more. We're having less judgment about it or hiding about it, and it's becoming something that we can heal more because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that understanding past lives and stuff like that could really help someone heal whatever's unsettled in the consciousness and making them restless. And then they can make a decision from that space, like being all the way in their body, in the present, make a decision then.
Have you worked with people who've had these type of embodiments and in their past?
Yeah, and has been in the past life, and also different past life situations that once they're cleared, the person is more settled in this life. Mm-hmm. So a lot of past life stuff can carry over and cause all kinds of havoc in our current life. It's a whole nother can of worms, but this topic was really struck me. It's really got to me, like, as a message that I don't think anyone's talking about, that angels are, people need to know that this could be a past life regression thing that could be worked on.
Wow. And how healing for so many, and bringing again consciousness to the light. That's such a beautiful perspective and awareness, not perspective, awareness that's coming in, Debbie. This is so oh, thank you for sharing all of this. This is amazing.
Thank you, John.
And we want to get into Q&A, so if you guys raise your hand for Q&A, I'll start promoting more of y'all to panelists. And while we're doing that, let's go into Debbie's special offer, because there's an opportunity. April, you know what to do. I want a session with Debbie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get on the calendar.
Okay.
I love my sessions with Debbie. Oh my God, they're so amazing and so accurate. So April, do me a favor, put the link for the special offer in the chat box. I don't see, oh, it's right there. She already did it. I'm not even paying attention. Everybody, if you click on the chat box in the bottom of your screen, I think for most of y'all, at the very bottom of the chat box, you'll see the special offer link. Click on that to follow along, or go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Debbie26. And that's DEBBIE. Is that right, Debbie? Did we spell that right?
Yeah, DEBBIE.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah. I'm out of body right now. It's on the but y'all click on the special offer button, and Debbie, if you'll remind everybody what they'll get in their 45-minute reading with you, and then there's a couple of other items that they'll receive in that special offer as well.
Oh yeah, so there's a couple MP3s included, 3 MP3s. One is a guided walking meditation. It's awesome for those of you who have a difficult time meditating. I guide you with your headphones on, and you walk, and we meditate together, eyes open, but it helps quiet the mind to move. Each step you take quiets the mind. So that's a really good beginner way to meditate if those of you who cannot sit still and meditate, which I actually, I have to move to meditate, I admit it. The other one is a Angelic Consciousness Awakening. Now this is using the healing frequencies. It's all music, and I believe sound is a really fast connector to consciousness. And this music connects you to the consciousness of angels. So if you're thinking very little and you're like, I can't get out of the box, I don't see hope, I don't see a way out, this music will help you think like an angel, which they see big. They see big pictures, like they see the whole picture. So it could actually shift your consciousness about something going on in your life. And then third MP3 is music. I wrote a song that's just about shining who you are, your light on the world, like being who you are and being okay with who you are. And that's just for fun.
It's just for fun. Fun is good. It's really, there's a
Yeah.
big calling spiritually for play, and what's evolved in creativity through the spin that we're in, that we're all evolving through. There's play on the other side of it. There's play on it now, but it's really a calling into that. So I'm so happy that you included that in the way that you said it as well. And what can people expect in the readings with you for anybody who's new to you?
So the process we did earlier with getting people back in their body, that can come up in a reading. If you're struggling with anxiety, and sometimes in the reading I can see that the consciousness is split. I can see the person's been leaving their body, or I can, the angel will tell me there's some trauma here. So that's one of the things we could do in a reading. Also visits from loved ones, angels. I never know who's going to show up, so it's always a surprise who comes to the readings, but it's always very loving and healing. And if there's anything going on in the home, angels can get stuff out of the house. If you've got some weird leaks or sounds, that can also be dealt with in the session. But and any questions you have. But there's time, it goes by kind of fast. It's 45 minutes, but you feel like it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, it goes by super fast.
Yeah.
I have to share with you, and I'll share with all of y'all, one of the biggest stressors for me in the last 18 months, I was getting these notices from the IRS about this money that I owed, and it was a lot of money. It's like, whoa, what's going on? And that doesn't seem right, but they were providing all the proof that pointed that they were right. And it's like, how to fix it? Debbie's like, no, you don't owe it. You don't owe it. They actually probably owe you money. You'll be fine. It's okay. It's a mistake. It's happened. It's like, and nothing. And it's, again, it's been about 18 months. And I kept asking, it's like, no, you don't know it. It's like, and dang it, I got a letter pointing to why the IRS was right. It's like, dang it, Debbie, she wasn't right. I can't believe it. It's like, she's normally on it, but I'm still going through everything. It's cleaned up, Debbie. It's like, there's a final letter going, I don't owe money. I actually had to petition for getting money back.
Oh my God.
After all the swing up and down, it's like, and he's going, is Debbie really? No, Debbie told me that I didn't owe money, but I know I do my accounting right, all these other things, but how can they be wrong?
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
So, Debbie's good. Debbie's good. I just want to say that. So y'all, the special offer, the link is in the chat box again. It's $137 for 45 minutes. The MP3s, the walking meditation, the song, just so you can play, just because it's Debbie, that should be enough. And to be in that energy and to open it up is amazing. So I hope you all take advantage of it, like many of you all do when Debbie's on the show. But if you haven't had a reading with Debbie, I highly, highly obviously recommend it. Or else you wouldn't be on the show every single season that we're on, which is so fun.
Which I love.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And with that, Debbie, let's go ahead and open up to Q&A.
All right, let's do
Get
it.
into the audience. And we're going to try to go kind of fast here so we can get as many people as possible. Not too fast, Debbie. You do your thing. But with you, I'm going to try to prod a little bit.
Okay.
And let's set Eileen. Let's start with you, Eileen Polanski, please. Let's get you on. If you'll turn on your video and audio, or just audio, whatever you want. Hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Eileen, hi.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie.
Yeah, hi. Today was, you were describing my day. It was manic. And then I almost missed coming on BTO because I couldn't find my glasses. And not these glasses, my reading glasses, and I still don't know where they are. And I finally just had to surrender. I mean, it was like What am I going to do?
You're
So
going to ask a question is what you're going to do.
yeah, I'm going to ask a question. Stuff was coming up today, dealing with gum issues again, and I just wonder about what it feels like. You know, I'm on this like circular repeat, you know, and it's like I don't understand. You know, there's got to be something coming up, and I do feel like it's past life. That seems to be coming up now, especially when I get up in the morning. I feel like I just came from another life, and I don't particularly want to get up in the morning sometimes because I want to go back there. It's kind of funny.
So maybe make sure you're coming back in your body. Do that exercise, Eileen. It sounds like that would help you.
Yeah.
Because the past, we can get stuck in a past life. We can. You want to be in the present. It helps you handle everything. You can, and also your gift, you're more in tune with your gift when you're in your body. You access it better.
Debbie, let me ask you a question. And Eileen, I hope this is helpful. And I'm also curious on Debbie's awareness of this. When we have physical ailments, for example, Eileen mentioned her gums or my shoulders hurting and all that, we sometimes we want to create meaning behind that there's something, there's a spiritual message or something that we're not doing, or it's taking us back to something. Is it always the pain or can it just be what's happening physically?
So it can be just physical. It can be just simply physical. But the angels have talked about if you address the physical, it heals the spiritual. So you can actually go in reverse.
Thank you.
So you have this physical issue and it's really coming up as physical. Maybe it's not past life, but the physical issue being addressed can heal the spiritual or what's spiritually off. If you just address the physical, believe it or not, it can start to heal that. So the gums spiritually would be, if it keeps reoccurring, that is truth, throat chakra, speaking your truth, living your truth, being able to, express yourself. That's all that area. So it could be that by healing the gums, Eileen could be more of her truth, speak more of her truth.
Is there a message?
That's an example.
Is there a message from the angels for Eileen in regard to her gums?
I think that's what just happened.
Here you go, Eileen.
Eileen.
There I go being redundant.
I heard Oh, go ahead, Eileen.
It almost feels backwards to me because I always aim for understanding on a spiritual level first and then the physical.
That's why I asked.
But that's interesting. Yeah.
But angels say it can work in the reverse, so that what's really more obvious is the gums need to be addressed. And by doing that, your truth comes out more.
Amazing.
Even more than it is.
Amazing. Eileen, thank you so much. It's so great to see
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eileen.
This is so much fun. Oh my God. All right. We're gonna have more fun. And again, we're gonna get through a lot of you guys. Angela Masi. Maisie? Maisie.
Yeah, Matzi. That's
Matzi.
right.
Hi, Angela.
So hello,
Hi.
John. Hello, Debbie. Debbie, I have to tell you, I did a reading with you last year in November, and very early in the reading, you were getting Santa Barbara. And I remember we couldn't figure it out. And in listening to the replays, what came through for me was, it was a phrase my dad used to say, because Saint Barbara is the patron saint of lightning. So whenever there was a big storm, but I'm like, well, that's a weird way, because you did pick up that my dad was coming through. I'm like, that's just an odd thing for him to say. But over the course of the year, I keep finding lightning bolt symbols. I even on a
Oh.
vacation found a piece of driftwood shaped like a lightning bolt. And what I kind of realized, sort of similar to Eileen, is it was a lot about facing conflict head on instead of trying to be the peacemaker. And I just wondered if there were any further insights related to that, because I'm actually going to be at an event on Monday that is kind of, some of these issues are coming to a head at that particular event. And I even had little lightning bolt pins made for some of the people that have helped me plan it, because we've had to take on some really heavy things head on and stare that down. So I just wondered if there was any more insight around that.
Well, while you were talking about the lightning bolt and finding the driftwood and finding lightning bolts, I heard that every time you saw one, your dad was around. It was a way he was telling you, I'm here, I'm within the 8 feet of you right now. But I also heard he'll be there at that meeting.
Okay.
So now this is interesting, but I'm going to tell you how I saw it, because it might make sense later, like this Santa Barbara did. But I saw, whatever you do, you knock down 10 different things. It's almost like dominoes, like 1, 2, like 10 different things. It's almost like they get knocked down like dominoes. But there were 10, I don't know if it's people or things that you need to stop. But there were 10. That's the number I saw. 10 things get knocked down. That's the way I saw it.
Oh, okay.
It'll come through, I am sure.
Yeah, you can see, I even bought a lightning bolt little neon sign that I put on the show.
I see it. Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's so
Well,
cool.
then your dad's never leaving. He's there all the time.
Yeah, it's beautiful, Angela. It's something that I didn't share about my massage table experience also is that for the last 2 weeks, I was guided to put up an old picture of my parents when they were very young, and my daughter's next to them, and to light a candle in their honor every day. And so I've been running a candle every day, and I felt my parents' energy really present in their spirit form, in their innocence, and in their real love, not their codependent love. And it's been so powerful. So it's just, I'm sharing that with you because perhaps you may want to light a candle for your dad and let it burn in memory to recognize and to augment what you've inherited through that love as well.
Yeah.
So
That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't made the connection. I happened to listen to that replay of our session about maybe a couple months ago. And when I heard Santa Barbara, I mean, I just it was like lightning went through me. I was like, oh my God, I get it now. Because I hadn't connected all these lightning bolts to the reading. And like he was warning me, like, buckle your seatbelt. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of big things, and you're gonna have to rock some, things, because you're gonna do things that aren't popular or that aren't easy.
That's the 10 things you're gonna knock down. You're gonna knock out 10 different things in that meeting.
it's beautiful. And Debbie also, of course, and Angela, as we move on to the next caller, it's also wonderful that you're getting the signs, because it means that you're not doing it alone.
True.
Your father's showing up, and you have other guys showing up, and it's just that awareness of the support that comes from you. I'm getting the chills.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to well up in that recognition as well. All right. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Angela.
That's so cool. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Spiritual Rebel. Welcome back. Hi. And remind me your name again.
Hi, Sean.
Rebel.
Trisha. My name is Trisha. Yes.
Yes,
Thank
welcome.
you so much
Trisha.
for calling on me. Nice to meet you, Debbie. I guess my question is, like, what divine messages do you have for me?
So the first message I heard was money's coming. I saw 888. Now, 888 is an angel number that means abundance. Usually it means a chunk of money or a significant increase in salary. But there's some kind of, that's the first thing I saw as soon as you said, what do you have for me? I was like, 888. Like,
Lottery?
no, it's not lottery.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
It won't be something from like my mom. I guess the only thing that she was sick and put on hospice and she's been getting better, but it's nothing like that, right?
I don't know. It's coming. Money's coming.
Okay.
It's a lump sum of money. That's the only thing I see.
Interesting. Maybe
Yeah.
No, after you.
Oh no,
go.
that's it. That's it. That's it.
I have a question for you. What's going on with her dream catcher?
I didn't see it. Is it there?
Yeah.
Right.
Can you pick her up on the screen? Let me see if I can put her on this, make her primary on here. There's a dream catcher right behind her, big one.
Yeah, I just saw that. I just saw it now.
I'm gonna spotlight her. There we go.
Woo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is it in your office?
Yeah, this is like the office. I have them all over the house, but yeah, this is like my office, living room, dining room area.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How does it feel in there?
Good. I think that hold on, does this need to be? Oh, well, oops, here we go. I accidentally pulled it down. It feels, I don't know, good. I just went through like a remodeling, so it was just, now I got shelving put in. So I've been kind of clearing everything out and we just got a dining room table put in here, my daughter and I.
Oh. Okay, I felt chaos, like a little chaos in the office. Like it still feels like it's doing this, spinning.
Okay,
spinning in
yeah,
there.
I've been in the process of clearing everything out. Yeah.
Yeah. The money's coming from income. It's from income.
Okay.
Does that make sense? The money's
Okay.
from income.
Okay.
You've raised your income.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And clear that dream catcher. Put it outside, put it in the
Yeah.
moon. It's a full moon tonight. Maybe put it out in the
Okay.
full moonlight. And
I
let
got
her-
it from a friend, so
Well,
her
whatever it
energy was
is,
pretty intense. I didn't even think to clear it before she gave it to me.
if you want to keep it, clear it. Put your intentions in it. Debbie was being polite, I think. I'm not. I
So should I just get rid of it?
Chaos.
don't think you have to get rid of it. Own your power in it. If it resonates for you, it's beautiful. But
Okay.
put your energy. Can she ask her angels to imprint it to help facilitate a new communication? Debbie? Is there a practice for
Yeah.
that?
Ask Archangel Michael to release anything that's not serving it. Ask Michael to do it. Michael gets rid of any low energy, anything not of the light attached to it. It feels chaotic in your office. So if she was chaos, that's probably what John's talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely.
I can breathe now. I don't know why.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. It's great to have
Thank
you
you,
back on.
sweetie.
Thank you.
So much fun with you, Debbie. Thank you for allowing me. Thanks.
That was great, John. I didn't even see the dream catcher. You caught that. I was like,
I
looked
saw it and I was
ready
like,
to read.
oh, I'm feeling something. Hold on a second. And it was kind of tight around my chest. It's like, wonder what you're seeing. And then
Very.
I'm like, So
Very perceptive. Yeah.
yeah, well, we get to play. Every time I get around you, it's like my perception goes like, it wants to play.
Yay!
Let's go to our next caller, Susan with the horse in the background. Hi. And let's get you to unmute, Susan, if you can find your unmute button, please.
Can you hear me now?
You can, welcome.
Thank you. I didn't expect to get on, but I was just wondering if the angels had any kind of messages for us or for me.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
I heard father right away. I heard the word father, as if I'm hearing it from heaven.
That's where he is. Yeah, he passed away in 1995. He had committed suicide after a long problem with his back, broken
Oh
back.
my gosh. He's been trying to, I can hear him talking like he's been trying to talk to you. Have you thought you heard him? Like we
Yeah.
talked about here. Yeah, you've actually heard him. He's, the angels say it would feel like that dream state, you know, that I spoke of, but you've actually heard him talking. I just
Okay.
heard him going, I'm here. I've been trying to talk to you, but it was like he had done it to you. So
Okay.
next time you pick up that he's doing that, acknowledge it and listen even deeper. It can
Okay.
start the bridge of communication to go back and forth.
That sounds cool, because the last person that said he was coming through really said it was very negative, and I didn't agree with that. I thought that was not right.
No, he seems very peaceful. Did he smoke?
Yes, he did.
He's having a cigarette. He's like this.
Uh-huh.
He's smoking. He's very chill. And he's not stressed. I believe he's in a really, I mean, when they're that relaxed on the other side, they're in a really good place. He's in a very good place.
That's good to hear, considering the
Yeah.
circumstances in which he passed.
Yeah. He's found peace.
That's wonderful. I love that you guys brought up that when that you didn't buy into that the negative space, that you're like, no, that doesn't resonate for me.
It really didn't. You know, I had always heard that if the reader, whoever, brought in something negative like that, because he said my dad was yelling at me, telling me all kinds of horrible things, and that wasn't, I couldn't believe that. And he complained, the reader also said that he was complaining about my livestock, the horses. But Dad went out of his way to help me keep the animals. So, and he knew my love for it, and he also loved the animals. They were kind of our thing together.
Would he have in heaven something looks like a black and white animal? I just see black and white next to him.
That might be
Or-
Dozer, my little dog that just passed about a year and a half ago.
There's black and white fur right next to your dad. That's all I can just see fur.
Well, that's probably Dozer.
Oh man, I love that.
That's
That's so
funny.
awesome. You know, there's a gift in every message, and even from the healer that's given it, even if it seems negative, because sometimes it's the interpretation, and if you always know that the bottom line, the foundation of the message is love, but sometimes it comes in through what the person's holding or just an interpretation because of how they're reading the frequency. But if you can take it back into your heart of the intelligence that wants to be transmitted, rather than the judgment of how it's being transmitted, it really comes across as empowering without having to invalidate somebody else. So, you know, somebody in the reading that I had a long time ago, it's like your father's dark energy and it's coming in and he's coming through as this. It's like, oh, it's like, and at first it's like, yeah, that's not coming in that way. But it was an aspect of that he suffered through that still had a message for me. So this part of him that was in that shadow, in that darkness, I later was like, oh, he's trying to communicate. The energy reader was picking up on that and from that perspective, trying to translate, because that's what they saw in that, because some reason there's a frequency match in the communication between the reader and my dad in that energy signature. And so when I read deeper into the message, it's like, oh, wait, what is it about the livestock? Does he want me to feed the horses differently? Does he want me to take them for walks more? Am I am I not grouping them or moving them together enough, and kind of getting to the basis of it. Then it's not about the judgment, but finding what, or trying to discover what the message and love is.
Yeah, the reader was very negative about the animals, that I should get rid of them, that my dad said it was always just about the horses.
Mm.
And I've made a really good living with my horses and my healing with the horses over the years. But the last few years, not so much. So, and I deal with a lot of people, people's horses at horse shows and at their fancy barns.
Looks like Debbie has something she wants to transmit for you.
Oh, you're so good, John. You're so good. He read my mind.
I saw that too.
John is psychic. Really, really. But what I was going to say is, I've gotten readings. I get readings from people, and what I do. First of all, I pray a lot before I go to another reader, and I ask Michael to protect the reading, protect me and the reader. So you can use that, even during a reading, you're like, I'm getting all kinds of weird stuff right now. It feels weird in here. Michael, come in here and clean this up.
Nice.
Help me right now. Call Michael in and kind of clear the energy. Sometimes the reader could be in a weird funk or, not having a good day, but use Michael, use the angels to clean up anything, even if it wasn't a reading, just a negative person. Help me with this negativity. Get rid of the negativity in here.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much for calling in. And
thank you.
Something that Debbie does at the beginning of every one of our readings is this clearing and permission, and opening the space. And it's very similar to what you just talked about, which is, again, so honoring of just what's wanting to come through in its purity, rather than infusing it with ego or forethoughts of what it should be.
Well, thank you so much for my reading, Debbie. I appreciate that. And
You're welcome.
I've been listening to you for years, and it's wonderful to get on and talk to you.
I'm glad you did. I'm so glad your dad got to talk to you.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, we're going to go into another caller now. And before we do that, of course, I want to remind you of the special offer, Debbie. The link is in the chat box one more time. It'll pop up by the next 10 to 15 seconds. Again, 45 minutes with Debbie. You get the walking meditation, the song. What was the other item, Debbie?
Well, there's the Angelic Consciousness. It's a sound healing, and you play it to see the big picture, like think like an angel. Angels think with the big perspective. Humans, we get small. So that it's called 777 hertz. That one actually opens your consciousness to think like an angel.
Oh, amazing. So special offer there. Again, the reading, the 7/7 consciousness, the walking meditation, the additional, the play generating song. It's $100, 2 payment option. And again, you get to spend that precious time with Debbie. And I highly recommend it. And with that, let's go to our next caller. And while we go to the next caller, and Debbie, I want to ask you to intuit into this, but something smells like it's burning in my house. So I'll be right back. Let's get you to unmute and ask your question. And
thank you.
I'll see y'all in 5 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Debbie.
Hi. What's your question?
Okay, I could go in so many different directions, including, like seeing who from the other side wants to communicate, anything with my work, my body. And also, I guess I'm always asking this, but I feel like I've been told I have a sacred relationship coming in, and I have a close friend, but we're really just friends, and just anything that seems to be the most important with anything I said or anything else that comes up for you. All
right. So the first thing I saw was a sailboat. Does that mean anything to you?
Well, the only thing that came up with the boat was someone recently, but I've not been in touch with, but otherwise, no. But I'll hold with it.
You'll be in touch with them. That's coming back. That's not
Well, I don't even
that's
know if-
gonna
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, he's not somebody I would think so, but interesting.
within the month. Within the month. So I'm gonna say by end of November. That's not finished, or that's not.
No, it didn't really even start.
It's not finished.
Okay.
So that's your message. I mean, that's still to be continued. ...
Okay.
So
All right.
answer the call when they call. I don't give them a chance.
Okay, can I just, since we're on this topic of men, I had met someone, but I really don't think it, but if I just think of him, can you say if it's something I
Yeah,
pursue
picture
or not?
him.
Okay.
Picture the one in your mind. Tell me when you have it in your
Not
mind.
the
I don't.
not the one with the, not who has a boat, but somebody else.
Okay,
Okay.
picture them in your mind. You got them?
Yeah.
You see their face?
Yeah.
This is like maybe.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not a solid one way or another. So I'm going to say it's not a strong yes.
no, forget that then. Yeah, forget that. I want something strong.
Yeah, the other one actually felt stronger, believe it or not.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I just got to be open.
Yeah, be open.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And Beth, from my experience, I can tell you in that divine relationship aspect, every time that I've felt it and I've stepped into the potential of it, and maybe it didn't work out, or it was only for a season, that what I discover every time more and more, and it's landing more in my embodiment, that it was awakening the divine relationship within myself. And that you start attracting what's really in resonance for you, instead of trying to reach out and mold into somebody else's perspective of what that should be, so that you can receive what you're hoping might be possible.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Can I ask you, do you, like, since like you've had these relationships that go up, and I know you talked about Matt Kahn, like, how things move in and out, and do you feel like you still have a desire, or is that still there, that feeling like you want one special person forever, or do you feel like, I mean, inside, I feel like
I've known that since I was 3 years old. I've known that as part of my soul's calling, that's part of what I'm here to experience in this lifetime. There's no doubt. And I've had beautiful relationships. I was married for 18 years. I've had relationships for 3 years, a year, or 6 months, that have transitioned, all really with the potential of beautiful women that were showing up in their sincerity. And they've all been beautiful divine mirrors reflecting where I'm hoping they'll give me something that I'm not giving to myself. And I'm realizing the more that I give it to myself, the more that I'm attracting and opening, not just to that divine love, but to other people as well. And in that, it's fulfilling something that I was hoping somebody else can fulfill that they never can. Yeah. And so the codependency of that and the energy tentacles of that dissipate, which just tells me that if I'm seeking divine relationship, as I'm in divinity of myself, I'm really inviting divinity in its sovereignty, instead of a collapsed divinity because it's codependent, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Trust, hope, love. I want to say hope, babe. Hope, babe.
Great. Thank you both very much.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question.
You're welcome.
I love talking about that. All right, let's go to
Yeah.
Debbie, what's your concept of divine relationship?
Well, complete freedom to me. Freedom to be who you are, how you are. Not freedom, I'm not talking about monogamy, I am talking about you just choosing to be monogamous, but being completely free at the same time. That to me is the ultimate, that's the ultimate relationship.
Yeah, I align with that. I mean, beautifully. And so it's just and feeling that you can just be yourself. And again,
Yeah.
we get taught to accommodate or to fit in or to project or to do all these other things for the sake of trying to get something or hold on to something or whatever it is. And it's, yeah, it works for a little while, I guess. It worked for my parents for a long time, but boy, I would not want to repeat their patterns. Right. So as our consciousness evolves, you know, so do the opportunities for how we relate to others.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Debbie. And Beth, thank you so much for your question. All right, let's go to our next live caller. Katie, let's go to you. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Debbie. Thank you for calling on me, John. It's so good to see you. So beautiful light. So I just have a question. My husband is really seriously contemplating leaving the family business that makes him very unhappy and to start a new career in sound recording. He even built a studio in the basement of his current job, and I've been so supportive, wanting him to let go, but now that it's getting closer, I'm just like, getting a little like nervous about it. I wondered if you have any insight.
Well, the angels showed me a big number 7, which means he's on the right path.
Okay.
So I know it's scary, but he's doing the right thing.
Okay.
He knows he is.
Yeah.
I actually feel like he's doing it very wisely too. He's not carelessly or fantasizing. He's actually got a game plan.
He does.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who are you feeling around Katie? I feel some guides around her.
I felt a grandmother, actually. I felt a grandma.
Okay.
Do you feel a guide?
I feel a guide. I can't tell specifically who it is, but she's like, it's like a hand on the shoulder, kind of like I've got your back, kind of protective, but kind of like that combination, like I've got your back, I'm protecting you kind of type of energy. Was your grandmother like that?
She has been since she's crossed over. Our relationship has gotten better. So she's very much there for me on this side and the others from, from spirit world. So, that makes me feel so much better. Thank you, both of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
It's okay. It's going to be okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I love it. Awesome, Katie. Your husband may want a session with Debbie. No, I think you want a session with, who knows?
Yeah, I'm feeling me.
Do you do combined sessions ever, Debbie? Do you ever do it?
Yeah.
What?
Oftentimes it'll couples do readings. That's pretty common. Or children with their parents. Sometimes I'll have a child with its parent. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter sat in with my last session with you, which was so cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So you know what's really cool? So my niece started is in a relationship with her partner in Los Angeles, and I think they've been in a relationship for about 1.5 years now. And her partner, her girlfriend, and her mom listen to Debbie and like get readings with Debbie all the time, and we didn't know this until afterwards. So it's funny how these energies.
So cute.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
It was so cool. It was like, oh my God. It's like my partner knows who you are because of Debbie. Her mom gets readings from Debbie all the time, and her mom loves your show. It's like a small world.
That is awesome.
Debbie, as we're ending tonight's call, and I want to take more live callers, but it's y'all get a reading with Debbie. Just go in and just come through. And again, I love the walking, moving meditation also because I'm finding myself kind of antsy lately. I can sit down at the beach and at the waves for a little bit, and probably because the waves are moving.
Right.
At least like this is some type of movement. But to have that's something that works with my physicality. I'm finding that I'm having to go to yoga classes to sweat a lot, to move a lot, because
Mm,
things are wanting to move through. So the fact that you included that walking meditation in there is so relevant for me. It's really coming up, and people that I'm talking to is like, you've got to move your body. You've got to, it's like your body wants to speak to you and get the energy moving in a direction that that you're growing into. So I'm so
that's
glad that
awesome.
you included in the special offer, the 777 hertz activation song. Why can't I land it? The angelic vibration matchy.
And angelic awakening is what it's called. Angelic awakening. It's just like waking up your mind. Like, let's think bigger here.
Nice. Nice. So good. So that's included in the package as well. And the song and
Yeah.
the additional playful song that's in there. Are there any last messages that the angels have for us, or that you have for us, Debbie, as we wrap up tonight?
You know, after listening to everybody tonight and talk about growing, and like we talked about the readings that, you know, you might get a weird reading, or I feel like everything is in divine order. I wanted to say that, like, even the chaos is in divine order, and there is always some kind of growth. Any obstacle is for us to grow. You know, look at anything that's looking at you like, why is this happening to me? Okay, it's happening to us so we can grow. And if we change our perspective and kind of look at it like an angel would, they're going, how could you grow from this? It helps us release anxiety and plow through it. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. It's changing perspective for sure.
That's how powerful our consciousness and how we think is so powerful. And angels talk about that because they run consciousness. But if we change our perspective on things that were like, give us anxiety, give us a trigger, you know, come back in our body and go, okay, I'm supposed to grow from this. Angels, let's do it. You know, if we just tackled life like that, we get a lot more done.
Oh, amazing. I think that's such a great reminder. And again, it's also something to really switch out our sympathetic nervous system. And having it go into parasympathetic, we go into trying to struggle with things and to be in relationship. And it brings us into that trust and that faith and that hope as well. Because we are being so just divinely guided. It's amazing how I witness it, not just through my own experiences, but having you on the show, seeing other people coming on and asking questions and what they're sharing in the chat box. It's like, if there were scientific proof needed, I think we've accumulated over the last 9 years on this show of what's happening to almost make it a science. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, truly, I'm sure through all your readings as well, it's like, here's the proof.
There's proof. Yeah.
So it's so wonderful. I do want to ask a question. Mary Barbara asked, how does movement concept apply when you have adrenal issues? And I'll answer my perspective on that. And if you have any on that, that'd be great. But Mary, anything you can do, if it's a qigong, even just to move a little bit to get the energy flowing. A breath work that's not intense, but keeps your lungs moving. Chair yoga can be something where you have energy moving. Building up slowly through walks, but not overdoing it. Again, just listening to your body and doing movements. And it's almost like I can't say not giving into the adrenal issues, but it's not allowing the thought of what the adrenals are taking away from you to overrun your energy. It's like, oh, I've got adrenal. It's like the adrenals are talking to me. Okay, how can I be with them? and be in forward movement instead of collapsing into it, thinking, or not thinking, but feeling like you're a victim.
I
What do you
like that.
Debbie? Yeah.
Well, I would say move without anxiety. So if anything causes anxiety, like too much exercise or too fast could cause anxiety. So she's got to do the opposite. Like, I guess yin yoga, more slow stretching. You're right. I agree 100%. But deep breath, if you're breathing deep, a deep alligator breath, belly breath, then you're not affecting adrenals. If you're able to breathe really deep, the adrenals are not being triggered.
Nice. And I love moving without anxiety. That's golden. Just
Yeah.
that awareness is huge.
Whatever does not cause anxiety.
I love that.
Work.
I love that. So good. All right, y'all. The special offer, the links in the chat box, saying it one more time, and you can always access it. We'll send the replay link out a little bit later. You can access it through the replay, or you can go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Debbie with an IE now that I'm back in my body. beyondtheordinaryshow.com/Debbie26. And again, take advantage of it and enjoy your sessions. All of y'all who have signed up for it, I know I'm going to. And with that, Debbie, it's so great to see you again and to be here with you.
John, it's an honor. It's an honor to always be on here. And I loved this call, and everyone that was here. It was really special to me tonight. So thank you.
Yeah, me too. All right, Debbie, thank you. Y'all, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Amazing. I look forward to seeing you on the next call.